Assalamu alaikum boys and girls, and welcome to lesson 3 from Noor al-Bayan. If you haven't watched lesson 1 and 2, please go watch them first and then come back to this lesson. So, Alhamdulillah, we learned what the Fatha does to the Arabic alphabet, and we learned the first two groups of letters and why we put them together in a group and how to pronounce them. Today, inshallah, we'll learn about the third group of letters. Inshallah, today we'll learn about the third group of letters, and the group for today has 6 letters, okay? And the 6 letters we have are A, Da, The, Ra, Za, and Wa. So these are the 6 letters for the third group. We're gonna study them inshallah one by one, and I call this group of letters the poor letters, and I will actually tell you why I call them the poor letters in a second, okay? But let's first study each of these letters quickly one by one, and then I'll tell you why I call them the poor letters. So here are the letters of the poor group, okay? So the first letter we have is the letter A. So the way to write A, we have a line going straight down. Okay, looks like the number 1. And then we have the Hamza. And then we have our friendly Fatha. A. This is how we write A. A line, a Hamza, and a Fatha. A. Okay. The second letter we have in this group is Da. So a line going down and then going to the left. You go left. And then you put the Fatha. Da. Line going down and to the left. Da. So we have A and we have Da. The third letter I have, it's actually the twin of Da, which is The. You go straight down and then you go left. The only difference between Da and The is the dot. There is a dot here for The. Okay? And then we have our friendly Fatha. So we have A, Da, and The. Next I have Ra. It looks like a banana. Okay? It looks like a banana with a Fatha. Ra. And then next I have Za. Okay? Which is the twin of Ra. Looks like a banana with a dot. And then our friendly Fatha. The third letter I have here is called Wa, and it has a head or a circle on top of the line, and then under the line we have our friendly banana like the Ra and the Za, and then of course the Fatha. So the 6 letters are A, Da, Tha, Ra, Za, and Wa. So these are the 6 letters or the 6 poor letters I have for our group today, inshallah. So why are they called poor letters and why are they together in one group? Let's find out. So the reason why these letters are called the poor letters because they can only connect from the right when they come in the middle or the end of the word. So for example, right here when we have A, when it comes in the beginning of the word, this is how it's going to look like, right? It's in the beginning of the word. You know, it's the first letter. But anything that would come after that letter, for example, if this is one of the letters we studied, letter Ba, right? If Ba comes after it, it won't be able to connect to it. It's a poor letter. It's not friendly. It doesn't like to shake hands with anybody from the left. It only shakes hands from the right. So any letter that comes to the left of that letter will always be alone. It will never be connected. They will always be separate like that. So if A ever comes in the middle or the end of the word, it's gonna have a helping line. Okay, and you'll go up and write A. So it only connects from the right. So if the ba would come first, then you would do ba, like that, and then the helping line, and then a. Okay? So only connects from the right. So anything that comes to the right of it, it will connect to it, no problem. But anything that comes to the left, it's not going to connect to it. Like our example here. See here, it did not connect to it. It will just be standing there next to it. And this is the case for all the other letters too. All the other letters in our group. So if you look at the other letters, same exact thing. When they come in the middle, they can only connect from the right. So here is the helping line, just like the a, and then the fatha. So this is da. If anything would come here to the left, it will always be on its own. Just like that. There will always be space between any letter that comes to the left of this poor letter. Okay? So it would connect from the right, but cannot connect from the left. So let's see if the ba was to come first. So we have ba, and then we have the da. The helping line, and then the da. See, now it can connect because it came to the right of it. Okay? So if you look at the, it can have a helping line that will connect it to any letter that comes to the right, but same thing on the left, cannot connect from the left. So if we have the ba, the same example we have, here's the ba, it will connect to the from the right, but if the ba would ever come to the left, there will always be space between the and any letter that comes from the left. Okay, if you're confused about this, inshallah, we're gonna take more examples and that it will be easier. So we did a, da, the. Let's look at ra. We're gonna have a helping line from the right, and then ra. Okay, same thing. It can connect from the right, but not from the left. And if we look at za, we'll have the same thing. Helping line. Okay, to connect it to any letter from the right. Okay, but it cannot connect to anything from the left. Okay, the last letter I have is wa. Remember wa, we're going to have the helping line, the circle on top of the line, and then the banana on the bottom here. Wa. Again, it connects to the right, but cannot connect to the left. I would say by far the poor letters are the hardest group to get right, and it's gonna take some time, inshallah, until you perfect it. But once you understand the concept, it will be very easy, inshallah. So let's take a look. So let's go back to the slides. So coming back here, this is what I meant by the checks and the crosses here. So anything that would come to the right of that letter, inshallah, it will have a helping line like you see here, and it will connect to it. But anything that would come to the left, it won't be able to connect. Okay? So let's actually see some examples, and that will make it so much easier. So here we have three letters. We have ha, ra, and ja. We're gonna read the first letter, ha, and we'll connect the second letter to it and read them together. Ha, ra. And then we'll add that third letter, ja. So together we have kharaja, kharaja. Very good, mashallah. Next, I have three letters. I have a, kha, and the. So let's read them together. A, kha. So we'll read the two letters together. It will be a, kha. Oops, I forgot to put the fatha on top of the kha. So, sorry about that. So together I have a, kha. Okay, and then we'll add the third letter, which is the. Together, akhadha, akhadha. Very good, mashallah. I want you guys to pause the video and try with me, okay? Try to read the words on your own. And I also want you to notice what happened with when we connect the poor letters. So right here we have da, and ba. Can you spot the poor letters that we studied today? How many do we have here? Very good. We have two. We have the da and we have the a. So da does not connect from the left. So it won't connect to the alif. And a also cannot connect from the left. So let's see how they look like together and read the word as well. So I have da, and it's going to be alone. It's not going to connect to the a. Next, I have a. So together I have da, da. Okay? Then comes the ba, and it will also be alone. It won't connect to the a. So together we have da-ba, da-ba. And notice how they're written? Nothing is connected because da and a are both poor letters. MashaAllah, very good. Okay, the next letters I have are the, ba, and ha. Now, can you spot a poor letter here? Very good. So the poor letter here is the first letter, which is the. So as we learned, the is not going to connect from the left. So ba and ha are fine. They're going to connect okay, but the won't be able to connect to them. So let's read the word and see how it's written together. Okay? So we have the, then ba. Together, the ba. Okay? Then comes the ha. Notice how the ba and the ha are connected, but the is not connected to them because the is a poor letter that cannot connect from the left. So the way to read this word is dhabaha, dhabaha. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, so the next three letters I have here are ba, ra, and da. Okay, can you spot a poor letter here? I'll give you a second. Yes, there are two poor letters here. We have the ra and the da. So now we're gonna get a chance to see how a poor letter looks like in the middle of the word. So Bismillah. So first we have the ba, okay. Then we have the ra. You notice there's a helping line to the ra, but because it's in the middle and the helping line comes to the right. So that's why it's able to connect to the ba, because the poor letters are able to connect to the right. Okay, so together we have ba ra. But now I want you to notice what happens with the third letter. Ra cannot connect to dal from the left. Okay, so we're gonna have a space between ra and da. So the way to read this word is barada, barada, barada. Okay, very good. Okay, I also have ba, ha, and fa. Okay, Bismillah. So ba, and we'll connect the ha to it together. Baha, baha. And then we'll add the fa. Bahatha, bahatha. Very good. Okay, alhamdulillah, excellent job. So I think you guys are ready for something cool. You are ready to see how Arabic words are written in a book. So I'm going to share that with you right now. So if you look at this board here, we have 6 words, and this is actually coming from an Arabic textbook. So we're gonna try to read these words together. So let's start, inshallah, with the first word here. Bismillah. I'm gonna pause for a second here, and I want you to look at the word, and I want you to try to read it. Try to read the word that has the green arrow under it, okay? Take a couple of seconds and try to read it to yourself. Very good, mashallah. I think you guys got it right. So the way we read this word together, ha and then ja together, haja, and then we'll add that third letter, za, and we'll blend all three letters together. Hajaza, hajaza. MashaAllah, very good. Okay, here let's see the second word. Give you a couple of seconds. Notice if this word has any poor letter, and go ahead and try to read it, inshallah. Okay, good try. So let's read it together. We have ja, a together, ja'a, ra, ja'a, ra, ja'a, ra. Okay, very good, mashallah. Move on to next one. If you need some time, you can pause the video, inshallah. So let's read this one together. We have ba, the together, ba, the, ra, ba, the, ra, ba, the, ra. Okay, alhamdulillah. Moving on to the next one. Da, ra, ja, da, ra, ja, da, ra, ja. Okay, awesome. Okay, moving on to this one here. We have kha, ra, together, kha, ra, ja, kha, ra, ja, kha, ra, ja. Okay, and then the last word we have on the board is ba, ta, together, bata, ra, bata, ra, bata, ra. MashaAllah, you guys are working so hard. Inshallah, this is gonna be the last group of words I have for you guys today. I know today was a tough class, but you guys, mashallah, you're doing a great job, alhamdulillah. So if you look at that word here, we have ha, ra together, ha, ra, and then tha. Notice how the tha is not connected to the ra, because ra is a poor letter and it cannot connect to the left. Okay, so let's read it together. Ha, ra, tha, ha, ra, tha. MashaAllah, very good. Okay, now this word is very special. Why? Because every single letter in this word is a poor letter. That's why all the letters are not connected and there's space between them. Okay, as you see here. So we have za, ra together, za, ra, and then da. Za, ra, da, za, ra, da. Okay, good. This word also has three letters, and all of the three letters are also poor letters. Okay, that's why none of them is connected to each other, and there's space between them. So let's read them. We have za, a, and ra. Za, a, ra, za, a, ra. Okay. Next we have za, and then ja together. Za, ja, ra. Za, ja, ra. Za, ja, ra. Okay. Here we have ba, ra together. Ba, ra, and then za. Ba, ra, za. Ba, ra, za. Okay, and the last word we have for today is we have ha, za together. Ha, za, ba. Ha, za, ba. Ha, za, ba. Okay, excellent job, you guys. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah, we are all done for today. And if this was challenging for you, please feel free to repeat the video again. And make sure you practice before we move on to the fourth group of letters, because if you don't practice today's lesson, it will be challenging for you to follow next class, inshallah. Okay? So that's pretty much it. And stay tuned for next class. And alright, see you next class, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.